Meanwhile, two interesting stories coming out of Pennsylvania, the Petridish for the fracking industry. You know, we've talked about the fracking industry and their use of psyops. Literally, former psyops, special forces people or former military intelligence personnel to go into towns and to essentially unravel the community fabric so that they have a better opportunity to lease some people's lands, even though there are other members of the community who might say, like, hey, we don't want to destroy our drinking water. We don't want to destroy the nature of the town, even though there's a couple of people who will get richer. Very often, there are a couple of people who are going to get devastated by it. Not to mention the implications of destroying a town's water supply forever. And we know that the fracking industry finds it much easier to have sway over local and county officials and state officials than even the tremendous amount of sway they have over federal officials. We know that because of the Halliburton loophole, on a federal level, fracking is not covered by the Clean Water Act, in part because they don't have to reveal what chemicals they're injecting into the ground. And so it's impossible to know that these chemicals that we find in the ground that we presume shouldn't be there are coming from the fracking because we don't know what they're using. And there's a Pennsylvania law that has recently been passed, as reported by the LA Times, essentially an amendment to a law that compels natural gas companies to give inquiring healthcare professionals information about the chemicals used in their drilling production process, but only after the doctors or nurses sign a confidentiality agreement. And this is sort of a classic case of trying to head off some major problems that these fracking companies are anticipating. The LA Times piece starts off with a story about a doctor who began treating members of a family in a working class neighborhood about a half a mile from a natural gas well. The plastic surgeon specializes in skin cancer. The doctor biopsied a quarter-sized skin lesion from a woman and her niece. They found that it was not cancer, but they found that the lesions returned. Now, this is from the woman and her niece. And they have no idea what it is. They have no idea what these lesions are. So the doctor went to this family's neighborhood and collected urine samples from a dozen people around the neighborhood to see if this was something that was genetic or see if it was something that was perhaps environmental. She found chemicals not normally present in the human body: hippuric acid, phenol, mandelic acid. I don't know what that is, but one has to wonder, why is it that you have all these people in the neighborhood with the same sort of uncommon chemicals in their urine? And they suspect that these chemicals are a function of the natural gas well. They can't tell because they don't know. And now the only way for this doctor to find out is to go to the fracking companies. They'll give her the information, but she needs to sign a non-disclosure form. And you see how this game works here, right? If she didn't have that ability, she would then sue them. It would come out in discovery. It would be public. And then federal and local and state officials and activists could then act upon the use of those chemicals and prove that these chemicals are now present in people's bodies. These chemicals are now present in the fish. These chemicals are now present in the wells. And so they basically short-circuit that By giving the doctors an opportunity to come get it, all they have to do is sign an NDA and basically put the liability on the doctors. So that if this information gets out, the doctors are responsible. It's just one more way in which these companies realize that the key to all of this is sort of just to go into a community and destroy the fabric of that community. It is much easier for them to get their drilling leases if there is no sort of sense of community there. And aiding and abetting them in Pennsylvania, and this is going to come as no surprise, and if you want a sense of what your future is going to look like, ladies and gentlemen, from the American Independent, 2 of the country's largest private water utility companies are participants in a massive lobbying effort to expand fracking. The water companies American Water and Aqua America are leading drinking water suppliers in Pennsylvania.
Surprise, surprise.
Where drilling is booming. They also sell water to gas companies, which use a drilling technique that requires massive amounts of water. They are also dues-paying members of the gas industry's powerful Marcellus Shale Coalition. So you see what you got here? This is what we call in radio a twofer. You sell them water to use in their fracking, which invariably destroys the water supply underground, destroys people's water wells, and then you sell those people water so they can drink. That's like me owning a guest booking agency where I charge potential guests a fee to book them on my own show. That's fantastic. EPA is currently conducting a congressionally mandated study to investigate the potential adverse impact that hydraulic fracking may have on water quality and public health. Pennsylvania is home to 3 of 7 sites selected for a nationwide study. So can't wait until that study gets suppressed by industry and their cronies, but we'll have to wait for that.